Thank you for tuning in to the Otherworldly Podcast. I'm your host, Frank.
I'm your host, Dylan. Today we're going to be talking about the Loveland Frog. Oh, that's the drawing messed up. Loveland Frog. This is a witness's rendition. He said it was about as big as this picture is in real life. It's about an inch and a half off the ground. Very paranormal stuff. Go ahead and take it away.
Yes, the frog, the Loveland Frog.
Lovely Loveland Frog.
This is a cryptid from Claremont County in Ohio. First spotted, I believe, in 1955. This one is amphibian, of course, because it's a frog. It's interesting because this one, even though it has the least amount of credibility, I would say, it's actually not the most unbelievable because it's a frog. Even the eyewitness accounts basically say it looks exactly like a regular frog, but about 4 feet tall when it stands. Which the only difference between regular frogs and this Loveland Frog, other than the size, is the Loveland Frog can stand on two legs, on the two back legs, like a person.
So does it, when it sits down, are they like that, like a regular frog?
Yeah, exactly like a regular frog. In fact, most sightings are when it's like that. It hardly ever stands up. There was two accounts of it, like two primary accounts that give a decent description. One where it got up and started running away, and the other one was someone was driving down on a bridge, and then they saw the huge frog there, and the frog, once it got to the guardrail, it stood up and like hurled itself over into the water. That was one of the times that it stood on two legs, but that's basically the difference. So it's actually really believable, seeing as there's nothing special about it other than its size. It
doesn't summon Satan. It's not bulletproof. It doesn't eat kids. It's just a really fucking big frog.
Yeah, because they don't say anything about it having any intent other than just living its life, since most of the sightings are running away.
They say that sometimes when it comes around, there's a massive shortage of horseflies. I think that was about it.
That was the only thing really that I heard.
Yeah, they said like you like they had an eyewitness, and he was like, "Oh, you could tell when it was Loveland Frog season because all of our horseflies would go missing. We'd have a severe shortage of horseflies." And I guess the regular frog population would start to die down because of the lack of insects to feed them. So then they would usually go on the annual hunt the Loveland Frog here in Loveland, Ohio, Claremont County, 1955. No native folklore in area hunt.
Yeah, I think it's an acronym.
Yeah.
I forgot what the acronym says, but
it's a chapter book essentially.
Yeah. Normally, with almost every cryptid, there's always folklore behind it, like from Native Americans who live there. And now that's what reduces its credibility. But honestly, I believe that actually increases its credibility. Because think about it, when you have someone could have easily went through and looked up the folklore, what Native Americans, their statues, their drawings, and said, let's make this a cryptid, if we're on the stance of cryptids are fake. So this actually adds to the credibility, because it's like there's nowhere found it. It's just there have been sightings of a huge frog. And frogs do get pretty big. I mean, there's that, the African bullfrog gets like dinner plate size, like already like 12 foot tall. So we're just talking about 4 times of that. Which, yeah, that's astonishing, but not completely impossible.
Now, if he's 4 feet tall, is that when he's standing only?
It might be when he's standing.
Because I was going to say, if he's 4 foot tall in
When he
a
stands,
squatting position,
it would be like 2 or 3 feet. No, like 2 feet. Right.
yeah, if he sits down.
So this might just be a huge frog. Like, no if fans are butts about it. I think we solved this case.
All right.
It says there's no video evidence. So
And that was in the same article.
in
One
the same
part
article,
says
same-
there's video footage from 2016, and then later in the same article it says there's no video footage. So that kind of puts a dent in the credibility because it contradicts itself.
and there's no more credible source than Wikipedia. Let's
Or
just
Wikia.
wikis.
Wikis.
Yeah,
Yes.
Wookiees. There's no better credibility than Wookiees, and that's really all on that topic. Now, we do want to give a moment of
burp, so it's way louder than I am.
what?
That burp.
Oh,
Anyways,
it was the Loveland Frog.
is he here right now?
Are you with? Just
If you're with us, move the pen. It got pulled down to the ground.
wait. How did it know that was a pin? If it's a frog,
It did it again.
it seems more angry this time.
It seems
Don't ever dismiss the frog.
don't dismiss it.
But we
It was again.
we do want to give just a brief moment of silence for Officer Mendez.
First and last name Mendez. Who was seen in the video, which I might show at the end.
Yeah, we might show a clip for you about what happened to Officer Mendez. It was very, very, very tragic.
Yeah, that was from the 2016 video.
Well, I don't know if
footage
I don't know if it
evidence.
was.
It looked like it was made in 2016.
It could have been.
You should have seen when it was uploaded. Check.
Well, even if it has like 2000 uploaded in 2014, doesn't mean it wasn't from 2016.
Anyways, that does it for this episode of the Otherworldly Podcast. Thank you once again for spending your nights with us. And have a great day, neighbor. Bitch. Read that shit.
I wonder if they can.
They're coming after us.
Put your hands up. Put your hands up.